Hey, right. So I got a couple of matches. Unfortunately, it's just replays, so I wasn't playing them live. I had a whole lot of ambient sound going on. So, mono red. Oh, that's not mono red. It's Naya Burn. Anyways, who played? Who's on the play? Oh, my opponent. Okay. So yeah, cat. I like it because I'm pretty close to having the. Did I keep? Yeah, I'm pretty close to having the Opal online, and then a quick bridge if I need to. And I figured Decay will help keep me alive a little bit. And opponent opens into Vantage and Goblin Guide, and I'm like, well, this is burn. And I end up getting what, a Blooming Marsh? Yeah, Blooming Marsh off into that. So I draw into Lantern of Insight. And I played Pithing Needle first because the information doesn't really matter. I just got to try to survive. So I wanted to try to slow down my opponent if I could, and I figured Arid Mesa was most likely. Unfortunately, I did not guess correctly, and I just ended up taking some damage instead. Opponents, it's interesting they're waiting to play all their instants, which is makes sense because try to get some more damage out of their get more damage out of their, what is that thing called? Monastery Swift Spear. So now just, and I don't want to draw that extra land in case my opponent has more attacks before I can lay down bridge. So I want to say that I went for the decay here. Yeah, stirrings, and then play the second opal for a decay. And got a ruins out of that ancient stirrings. So yeah, before attacks, so that I don't get the land into my hand, I go ahead and decay the Goblin Guide. Play the bridge, take a little bit of damage, and opponent is quickly running out of burn. I'm stuck at 4, they have a Searing Blaze. So what I need here, I don't have a way to control their top deck, but I do have a Ruin, so I can try to Lantern over and over if I can. And I gotta stop that Lightning Helix. So I try to shut off any more shuffle, and I have to shuffle away that Lightning Helix. Unfortunately, they end up drawing a Boros Charm, and I die. Exactly 4. It's unfortunate. So, game 2. Game 2, I side in the ley lines, of course, and I like it because I have a lock, bridge, ley line, and I'm pretty close to turning on that opal. So, opponents only got Eidolon and Goblin Guide in hand. So, oh, so they mulligan. Yeah, makes sense. And so that shuts off everything except for Revelry, or I guess Natarka's Command. So they're kind of stuck on that now. And what's funny, they make a misplay here. Oh, and they scried to the top. So I went ahead and milled that. So they make a pretty bad misplay here. They go that, and then they suspend a Rift Bolt, and then they realize what they did because I have Leyline out. But the truth is, like, and chances are I'm gonna do well here. After I land the lantern with the opal and a bridge, I should be okay. Because it's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They can get me to 9, and then they have to draw a lot of burn. Well, they have to what, draw 3 burn in a row. And in the meantime, I'm going to land a bridge most likely. So my opponent concedes. They didn't know my hand though. And chances are I was going to win that one out. I'm confident. So game 3. Yeah, I didn't get the whatchamacallit in hand, but I get the mill with Collective Brutality, almost as good as Leyline, with a bridge. So I keep it. And here comes a guide. Yeah, it would have been really nice if I had a Welling Jar or a Ley Line, but whatever. It's still pretty good. So Shredder, and I'm thinking pretty hard here what to do because I kind of want that Pixis. So what I decided to do is Brutality and escalate it for the discard mode. So to get rid of that Goblin Guide. That's interesting. They decided it didn't become immense, I guess. Which I mean, it could make sense. So yeah, my opponent is not happy. So in response, they go ahead and pop the Revelry, and I save my Shredder with my Welding Jar. Now what that does do is make Become Immense absolutely worthless, because now they don't have a creature for it. Um, and it's just a matter of grabbing one of these. So I go ahead and grab the Bolt. I mean, I think about it a little bit first, just in case they draw like a creature somehow. But the reason I take Lightning Bolt over Helix is because the Bolt is less mana intensive. Helix means that they have to spend more mana on it, so it's going to be more difficult for them to work around to get more use out of it. So they go for that. And I land a bridge. It's at this point that they just kind of, they fetch, they draw, and they lose connection. Yeah. Yeah, I ask if they're okay, and they lost connection to the game. They don't come back. So, oh well. But yeah, so it worked out. Even without ley lines, Collective Brutality is just nuts. I love that card. It's done so much good for Lantern, at least against Burn. I know it's not great against Death Shadow, but whatever.